In the quiet neighborhood of Maplewood, there lived a woman named Karen. She was a member of the Homeowners Association, HOA, and took her role very seriously. Karen was known for her stern attitude and strict rules. She always believed that order and calm should rule the community, and she often frowned upon the laughter and joy of children playing outside. To her, driveways and front yards were places for cars and flower beds, not playgrounds. Whenever she saw kids riding bikes or playing tag in the street, her frustration grew. "How can anyone focus on their lawn when there's so much noise?" she would grumble to herself. The cheerful sounds of children at play stirred something deep within her, a desire for silence that she thought everyone should share. One afternoon, after hearing what felt like too much giggling and shouting from next door, Karen decided enough was enough. She concocted a plan to take action. With a fake noise complaint in hand, she approached the HOA board with her proposal: ban all kids from playing in front yards and driveways. She believed this would restore peace to Maplewood, but little did she know that her plan would soon spark a fire of resistance among parents who cherished those vibrant sounds, the sounds of childhood. As Karen plotted her next move, one determined mom named Lisa was about to challenge her authority in ways Karen never expected. As days passed, Karen's frustration only grew louder, echoing in her mind like the children's laughter she so despised. She decided to take matters into her own hands to bring about the change she sought. With a determined glint in her eye, she sat down and drafted a fake noise complaint, complete with exaggerated claims about the disturbances caused by playful children. Karen carefully crafted her message, stating that the constant noise was not just bothersome but detrimental to the peaceful atmosphere of Maplewood. In her mind, this was a noble cause, one that would restore serenity to her beloved neighborhood. Armed with her complaint, she approached the HOA board during their next meeting, presenting it as concrete evidence of a growing issue. "It is time we consider the well-being of all residents," Karen declared confidently. "We must implement a rule banning children from playing in driveways and front yards. It disturbs our peace and undermines the tranquility we all value." The other board members exchanged glances, unsure of how to respond. Some nodded hesitantly, while others looked skeptical. But Karen's strong demeanor and insistence that this rule would improve their community swayed enough opinions in her favor to get the proposal on the table for discussion. Little did she know that her actions had ignited a spark within Lisa and other parents who cherished their children's right to play freely outside, setting the stage for a confrontation that would change everything in Maplewood. As news of Karen's proposal spread through Maplewood, a concerned mom named Lisa began to connect the dots. She had always loved watching her kids play outside, where they could laugh, run, and enjoy the fresh air. When she heard about Karen's fake noise complaint and the potential ban on children playing, Lisa felt a surge of determination. She knew she had to step in to protect the joy that childhood brought to the neighborhood. Lisa was a familiar face in the community, often organizing fun events for families and encouraging outdoor activities. She understood how important it was for children to have space to play freely. With a resolute heart, Lisa gathered her thoughts and decided to take action. She believed that if enough parents stood together, they could challenge Karen's unfair tactics. The next day, Lisa organized a block meeting and invited every parent in the neighborhood. She spread the word through social media and flyers, emphasizing how crucial it was for families to unite against the proposed rule. When the night of the meeting arrived, excited chatter filled the air as parents gathered in Lisa's backyard, ready to discuss their concerns. As Lisa spoke passionately about the importance of allowing children to play outside, she could see the nods of agreement from her neighbors. They shared stories of their kids' laughter echoing through the streets, their imaginations soaring as they played games together. This gathering marked the beginning of a powerful movement, a united front that would soon challenge Karen's authority and her misguided intentions. As the date of the block meeting approached, Lisa felt a mix of excitement and nervousness. She knew that bringing parents together was crucial to protecting their children's right to play freely. Lisa prepared herself by gathering facts about the benefits of outdoor play, as well as stories from parents who cherished those moments. She wanted everyone to see how important it was to keep their neighborhood vibrant and lively. On the evening of the meeting, Lisa decorated her backyard with colorful balloons and a big sign that read, "Community Meeting, Let's Talk Play." As families arrived, she greeted them with warm smiles and snacks, creating a friendly atmosphere. The sound of laughter filled the air as children played nearby, reminding everyone why they were there. Once everyone settled down, Lisa took a deep breath and began to speak. "Thank you all for coming tonight. We are here because we love our kids and want them to have the freedom to play in our neighborhood." She shared her concerns about Karen's proposed rule and explained how it could negatively impact their children's happiness and development. The parents listened intently as Lisa outlined how important outdoor play was for creativity, social skills, and physical health. One by one, other parents began to share their own experiences, stories of neighborhood games, friendships formed in driveways, and joyful summer evenings spent outside. The room buzzed with energy as they realized they were all on the same side, united in their desire to ensure that Maplewood remained a place where children could thrive through play. This meeting was just the beginning of their fight against Karen's unfair proposal. As the meeting continued, more and more parents began to arrive, creating a lively and supportive atmosphere. Lisa felt her heart swell with hope as she watched neighbors, some she had only waved at before, come together for a common cause. The gathering quickly filled her backyard, with families bringing along their children, who played happily amidst the adults' discussions. Once everyone was settled, Lisa opened the floor for parents to share their thoughts. Many voiced their concerns about Karen's fake noise complaint and how it threatened the joy their children experienced while playing outside. "Our kids need this space to be kids," one father exclaimed, recalling how his son thrived after a day of playing soccer with friends in the street. Mothers chimed in, sharing stories of laughter echoing in the evenings as children played games like tag and hide-and-seek. They talked about the friendships that blossomed from those outdoor interactions and the memories they created together as families within the community. Each story emphasized the same point: outdoor play was essential for their children's happiness and development. The energy in the backyard grew stronger as parents realized they were not alone, they were part of a collective voice standing up against Karen's rule. Encouraged by one another's passion, they began discussing plans to collect signatures and formally oppose Karen's proposal at the next HOA meeting. This meeting had turned into more than just a gathering, it was a rallying point for parents determined to ensure that Maplewood remained a vibrant place for their children to thrive through play. With a renewed sense of purpose, Lisa gathered the parents after sharing their stories and concerns. "Now that we've talked," she said, her voice ringing with enthusiasm, "we need to take action. Let's collect signatures to show how many of us oppose Karen's proposed rule. We need to make it clear that our children's right to play is important to this community." The parents nodded in agreement, energized by Lisa's call to action. They quickly brainstormed ideas on how to gather signatures effectively. Some suggested setting up a table at the local park during weekends, while others thought it would be a good idea to talk to their neighbors door to door. The parents decided to split into small groups, each taking different parts of the neighborhood to ensure they reached as many families as possible. As they spread out, the excitement grew. Parents approached their neighbors, explaining the situation and encouraging them to sign the petition. Many families were eager to join the cause, sharing their own experiences of outdoor play and expressing their support for keeping Maplewood a lively place for children. In just a few days, the response was overwhelming. Lisa and her team collected signatures from nearly every family in the neighborhood, showcasing an impressive show of unity and community spirit. The sheer number of signatures not only displayed strong support for children's freedom to play but also sent a clear message to Karen and the HOA board: they would not let her dictate how their kids enjoyed their childhood. The movement had gained momentum, and the parents felt more determined than ever to stand up for their children's right to play freely in Maplewood. As the parents came together with their collected signatures, they felt a surge of solidarity and purpose. During a follow-up meeting, Lisa stood before the group, her eyes shining with determination. "We've shown that our community supports children's play," she began, "but we need to take it a step further. Karen's actions are not just unfair, they're harmful to the spirit of Maplewood." The room filled with murmurs of agreement as parents expressed their outrage over Karen's tactics. A dad named Tom spoke up, saying, "It's one thing to voice concerns, but using fake complaints is deceitful. We can't let someone like that lead our community." His words struck a chord, and Lisa saw a fire igniting in the hearts of her neighbors. After discussing various options, they agreed that the most effective way to address the situation was through legal action. The parents decided to motion for Karen's removal from the HOA board, believing it was necessary to protect their neighborhood and its values. They felt empowered knowing they were standing up for what was right, not just for their own children but for everyone in Maplewood. With a plan in place, Lisa led the charge to draft a formal motion. They would present it at the next HOA meeting, where they hoped their united front would make an undeniable impact. The parents were ready for this next challenge, fueled by their shared commitment to maintaining a community where children could laugh and play freely without fear of unfair restrictions. Their determination had only grown stronger with each step they took together. The day of the HOA meeting arrived, and the atmosphere buzzed with anticipation. Parents filled the room, their faces showing a mix of determination and anxiety as they prepared to voice their opinions. Lisa took a deep breath, feeling the weight of the moment. This was not just about Karen, it was about the future of their community and their children's right to play. As the meeting began, Karen sat at the front, her expression stern and unyielding. But Lisa and her fellow parents were ready to make their case. One by one, parents stood up to speak, sharing heartfelt stories about how important it was for their children to have safe spaces to play. "Playing outside is essential for our kids' happiness and growth," a mother named Sarah said passionately. "We need to protect that." The board members listened intently as each parent took their turn, presenting a united front against Karen's proposed rule. The energy in the room grew stronger with every speech, fueled by shared experiences and memories of laughter echoing down the streets of Maplewood. Finally, it was time for the vote. The tension was palpable as the board members counted the ballots. When the final tally was announced, 31 votes against Karen to just 1 in favor, the room erupted with cheers and applause. Lisa felt a rush of relief and joy wash over her as she hugged her neighbors. They had not only defeated an unjust proposal but also strengthened their community bond. Karen's rule was officially reversed, signaling a victory for families in Maplewood. The parents celebrated their win, knowing their collective voice had made a real difference. As the cheers of celebration filled the room, the reality of the vote sank in for everyone present. The overwhelming count of 31-1 against Karen's proposed rule was more than just a number, it was a powerful testament to the unity and strength of the Maplewood community. Parents hugged one another, laughter and joy replacing the tension that had hung over their neighborhood for weeks. Lisa stood at the center, beaming with pride. She had started this journey with a simple desire to protect her children's right to play but had ended up rallying an entire community. "We did this together," she exclaimed, her voice filled with emotion. "This is proof that when we stand united, we can overcome anything." As they left the meeting, families discussed plans for a massive play day to celebrate their victory. Lisa suggested hosting it in the park where many of their children had played and formed friendships. The excitement was palpable as they envisioned a day filled with games, laughter, and activities for everyone. The next day, the community came alive with joy as families gathered at the park. Children ran freely, playing tag and riding bikes, while parents set up picnic tables and snacks. It was a day dedicated to celebrating their unity and commitment to ensuring that Maplewood remained a place where children could thrive. Karen watched from a distance, realizing that her efforts to impose restrictions had backfired spectacularly. But for the families of Maplewood, this day marked not just a victory against Karen but also a renewed appreciation for the vibrant life of their community, a reminder of what really mattered: laughter, play, and togetherness. The morning sun shone brightly over Maplewood as families gathered in the park for the much-anticipated play day. Excitement buzzed in the air, and colorful banners decorated the trees, each reading uplifting messages like, "Play is power," and "Together we play." Parents set up picnic tables piled high with snacks, while children raced around, their laughter echoing throughout the park. Lisa moved through the crowd, soaking in the joy around her. She watched as kids played games of tag, built towering structures with blocks, and rode bicycles along designated paths. Seeing the smiles on their faces warmed her heart and reminded her of why they had fought so hard against Karen's proposed rule. As the festivities continued, Lisa took a moment to gather everyone together. With a megaphone in hand, she called for attention. "Thank you all for coming today. This play day is a celebration of our children and our community standing strong together." The crowd erupted in cheers, reinforcing the bond they had formed during their struggle. Games were organized, and families participated in activities like sack races, obstacle courses, and a friendly tug-of-war. Laughter filled the park as parents joined their children in fun, creating memories they would all cherish forever. At the end of the day, a special announcement was made: the grand finale would be a group photo to commemorate their victory and unity. As they gathered for the picture, Lisa couldn't help but smile. This moment captured not just their triumph over Karen's unfair rules but also the spirit of community and childhood that now thrived in Maplewood. As the play day unfolded, it became clear that this celebration was more than just a fun event, it was a powerful reminder of the community spirit that had blossomed in Maplewood. Neighbors who had once only exchanged polite waves were now laughing, chatting, and sharing stories. Children played together, their laughter intertwining with the sounds of parents cheering and encouraging them from the sidelines. The day was filled with joy, but it also underscored the importance of cooperation and solidarity. Lisa wandered through the park, observing how families engaged with one another. Parents joined in games, helping their children navigate obstacle courses and participating in friendly competitions. This shared experience created bonds that would last well beyond that day. Lisa felt a sense of pride knowing that they had worked together to protect their children's right to play. As laughter echoed across the park, parents took turns sharing their reflections on the journey they had undertaken to reverse Karen's rule. "We stood up for what was right," one mother said, her eyes shining with emotion. "Today is proof that our voices matter." The play day served as a celebration of not just their victory over an unjust proposal but also a testament to the values that brought them together as a community: kindness, support, and the joy of childhood. As the sun began to set, families gathered one last time to share a group hug, solidifying their commitment to maintaining this spirit of cooperation and ensuring that Maplewood remained a vibrant place for their children to thrive. As the day came to a close, and families began to pack up their picnic baskets and say their goodbyes, the true meaning of the play day settled in. The triumph over Karen's proposed rule was not just a victory for their children but also a valuable lesson about standing up for what is right. The experience had shown that when people come together, they can face challenges and make significant changes in their community. Lisa took a moment to reflect on everything that had transpired. She felt grateful for the friendships that had formed and the strong bond created among neighbors who once barely knew each other. They learned that cooperation and communication were powerful tools for enacting change. Each family had played a crucial role, whether through sharing their stories at the meeting or collecting signatures, and it was heartening to see the collective effort create such a positive impact. Looking forward, Lisa knew that Maplewood was stronger than ever. The community had rallied to ensure their children could play freely, but they also realized they needed to remain vigilant against any future threats to that freedom. This experience had ignited a passion for advocacy within many families, ensuring they would continue to work together for the betterment of their neighborhood. As they left the park, families promised to keep their spirit alive, not just in the face of challenges but in everyday life. They understood that supporting one another was essential in creating a nurturing environment where children could thrive, filled with laughter, friendship, and play. The lesson learned in Maplewood would resonate for years to come. Together, they could overcome any obstacle and preserve the joy of childhood for all.